Hi guys, welcome back to the Cocktails and Culture podcast with myself, Brigethia Arai.
And I'm Benjamin Coy.
Welcome back.
Welcome. You know what, last time you taught me about having my little jingle. So I'm gonna give you a longer one today. Welcome back. How y'all feeling? How you doing? You look good. I know you do, baby. The skin is glistening. Yours is.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Honey, this tangerine, this coral, this gold. What's going on, girl? I'm feeling it. What's the tea, mama?
Nothing. I'm looking good for myself.
Period.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
And it's summer, you know. I mean, well, not yet technically, but
yeah.
It's coming. It's almost June.
Correct.
So it's time to
Correct.
just.
Well, by the time they see this, it will be June.
Yes, it will be June. Yes.
Happy Pride Month.
Yes, happy Pride Month.
Equality for us all.
Period.
And happy Black Music Month.
Yes.
Go sing a song, honey. Made by Black people. They're all made by Black people. Yeah. What's it giving?
I don't know. I'm good. Today is a beautiful day. It's super nice in DC this week, and I don't know. It just feels good outside.
It does.
It's good vibes when the weather is nice. So
Absolutely.
yes. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling. I'm ready for the summer. I'm ready for it to be easier. I'm ready for the vibes, y'all. I'm ready to be like Norbit in. Go with me. I'm ready to be like that one scene in Norbit where he was at the picnic dancing with the wine cooler.
Yes.
It's my birthday! That's what I'm feeling. I want to be that easy this summer. Like, I just want to be easy, breezy, beautiful cover girl. Speaking of easy, breezy, and beautiful, y'all, we have a very special guest today.
We do.
We have royalty in the building, not just because of her title, but just because of how she is in general. So I'm going to do a quick little bio, her intro. So, Kamrin Brown-George is a sustainable content creator, fashion stylist, and vintage expert. She is also a pageant queen, serving as Miss Maryland Petite USA 2024, winning the title against other petite women in the state. Her brand and styling firm, Naturally Cam, has taken her all across the United States to help open new thrift stores and spread the gospel of thrifting and conscious consumption. Kamrin has almost a decade of experience in fashion styling, fashion history, and brand architecture. So join me. Give your curtsies and welcome Miss Maryland Petite USA, Kamrin Brown-George.
Welcome, Kamrin. Thank you so much for joining us. You look amazing. We love the pink, the vibrant colors.
Yes.
Very beautiful.
Thank you.
How are you feeling?
I'm pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yeah.
Feeling good? Excited about the weather? Excited about the new season coming?
You know, I'm excited about the weather. Admittedly, it's a little hot for me.
Okay.
We're not even there yet. What you mean?
You know, it's literally the beginning. It's the first chapter. It's the prologue actually.
Okay.
Because you know, but
You're a DC. You're a PG girl originally.
I'm a Pretty Girl County native.
Okay.
Yes, I was born in DC and raised in PG.
Okay, got you. Okay.
Got you.
I'm from Florida, so I'm ready for the heat. Bring it on, baby. And actually turn up that humidity just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Oh, no.
I love it.
I love it to be warm, but like I don't want to be sweating.
Yeah,
Right.
I feel that.
See, that's the thing. I feel that's why I like spring in DC because
Yes.
because here it gets real swamp real quick.
Yeah.
Like July, August, because this is just the prologue. It hasn't even started yet. Okay,
Yeah.
and then July isn't even the peak. It's August. August is disgusting. But like May, June, it's like okay.
Well, end of May, June, beginning of June, because child, I was wearing a scarf a couple weeks ago. Let's be for real.
Last week.
Yeah,
Precisely.
The weather here is so like up and down, but I'm used to it because I'm from upstate New York, and it's like when it's hot, it's hot, but when it's cold, it's cold.
It do be cold.
It be freezing.
And be frigid. Be frigid.
Well, we would not be here today for Cocktails and Culture if we did not talk about our cocktail.
Of course, y'all.
We have to get to the cocktail.
This time.
Yes, that's what we're drinking today.
This time we kept it simple. I did a classic marg, so it's tequila and lime.
Perfect for hot weather.
Perfect for hot weather,
It's very
honey.
good, actually.
Let me get a taste.
Get your
Y'all,
little
if y'all
taste.
couldn't tell last episode,
No, don't even go there.
I was sick. The editing was superb because I said, "Oh Lord, ooh, okay." We was a little drunk in that episode.
We
weren't drunk. We were just
overserved.
On vibes.
Yes, on vibes. Good vibes.
On vibes.
On vibes. All right. Let me taste and see what is the vibe gonna be today. I might have this.
That's good.
Well, that's good, y'all. I did a good job. I did a better job this time. Thank you.
I mean, now the last drink was good. Don't get it twisted.
Period.
But I mean,
it was just I didn't know it was
gonna hit me like that. Like I was like,
it was
whoa.
hefty.
He was trying to have the girls laid out.
I said, Ben, what?
But it was okay. Listen,
you put 3 shots in here.
3 shots of vodka. But no, like I don't know. It was. I don't blame it on me.
It's because he made the drink, and I've turned into a lightweight these days. So like I just,
you know what, low-key same a little bit. I think I'm a lightweight.
Yeah, but you could handle it. You be like, I don't know, it just be hitting me a little hard, and I feel like you be there, and you be like, okay, yeah, we a little toasted, but I'm good. I'm like, whoa, hold on.
I cannot. We
do a section in our show in the beginning called "What Are You Streaming?" It can be a podcast, a television show. A book, anything. So we'll let you kick it off. Do you have anything that comes to mind?
Okay, well, I have a couple things I've been streaming this week. I am a big Bridgerton fan. So yeah,
you just took it. Okay, yes.
So I binged with my husband end of last week. Bridgerton season 3 part 1, and so we watched the entire part 1 in one sitting. I made him sit and watch it with me. It was great.
Shout out to him.
It was great.
I have to finish. I still have to finish episode 4 of season 3. So, but that's also what I have been streaming. You gotta watch it. I know. I gotta hurry up and finish. I'm gonna finish maybe when I get home if I'm not.
Well, no surprise to any of y'all. I'm behind. I just got on the bandwagon, y'all. I finished season 1 this past weekend.
What?
Okay, don't do me. Okay, don't do me.
And I've been telling Ben to watch these things, but he's just, I just don't watch TV all the time. I don't.
I have to be in a setting for it.
I know, but it's a great show. It's
fantastic.
It's good. It's a nice derail to just.
Yeah. When it first came out, I watched like the first 5 minutes and I was like, girl.
It took me a minute to get into it, when it first came out too. So I understand that part.
Yeah. But I'm really sad that the Duke of Hastings is not in season 2.
But girl,
he had different obligations at the time, I think.
Yeah. I understand, but like, bring my man back.
He was
cute. Not for real. He ate.
He was cute.
But yeah, no, I'm right now I'm on season 2.
Okay.
My friend Joy told me that, but when I finish season 2, I need to go watch Queen Charlotte.
So good.
Yes. And so then come to. Yes. So I will. When I get there, we can talk about it on the show. We'll catch up.
I'm so excited, but I'm kind of mad because why is it part 2? Part 1 and part 2? Like why?
So I was reading about that, and there are a lot of people that have questions about that. Apparently, it's a new thing that Netflix is doing recently to keep the show in the press longer. So if they drop everything at once, so they split the season in 2 parts so we got 4 episodes and we're going to be talking about part 1 until part 2 comes out on June 13th, and then we're going to be talking about part 2. So it's just for longer press time.
Okay, cool.
Well, they should get more episodes then.
No, for real. I agree.
Yeah, because these little
networks step it up. Like y'all keep giving us 8. What happened to 25 episode seasons?
No,
like,
honestly,
like, y'all need to
keep us on the edge of our seats.
Update the budgets. Like increase the budget, please.
Why can't we get 16 episodes at least? I feel like that's doable. Well, technically it is a limit. Well, it's not a limited series because they have multiple seasons. Never mind.
Yeah.
But I will say, because each episode is an hour, technically you're really getting 8 episodes.
Technically.
In the first fight.
Well, yeah, because if it was on TV, we'd be getting 33 minutes.
I know, but
it's
still like Grey's Anatomy, you get you a cute 45 minutes to an hour episode. They got about 20 something episodes in the season. Can we bring that time back? Because that was a time when shows was like that. Like we really were getting
But they were on TV. That's the difference, mama.
I know, but still.
You're right.
It's still, that was the standard. But because the networks don't want to pay, they don't want to pay the budget for. Everybody watch Bridgerton. It's a good show. You can invest in it. So
you got the corn, girl. The corn is there.
Exactly. So invest.
Because I'm going to watch.
But yeah, I'm sure all of y'all, comment below what you guys are streaming. So we're all streaming.
Basically.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, of course, I'm still streaming Cowboy Carter. But still.
Always. Always.
Yeah. Look at that horse. Look at that horse. Look at that horse.
Look at that horse.
Exactly. So getting right into it, Kamrin. What got you interested, first of all, in fashion? Okay, again, the look is giving what it's supposed to have gave.
Thank you.
So what got you interested in fashion, and who are some of your models, I guess, your role models in it?
Well, I got interested in fashion in college, really. I started modeling, and in order to be a model, I kind of felt like, oh, well, I got to look like something too. So one of my aunts introduced me to thrifting, and so that was technically my launch into fashion. I went thrifting with her, and modeling career didn't take off immediately.
Not yet.
But not yet. But I did start dressing, and I worked retail jobs and stuff, and I started into content really, I won't say out of spite, but I got tired of people asking if I had a YouTube channel or if I had a blog, because they're like, oh, you dress so well, can I follow you somewhere? And so I made an account to be like, yes, you can follow me over here.
Dang. Okay.
So, and it's just kind of taken me here. As far as my role models, I have a lot of fashion icons. Two of my all-time favorites, because I'm a vintage girly, so I love Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis.
Absolutely.
She's number one. I also love Michelle Obama. She's number two. I love them both, and I put them at the top of my fashion list because they're both classy, timeless ladies in different time periods. But if you break down their style, it can stand the test of time.
Absolutely.
Love that. Yeah. I love Michelle's style as well. I think it's just so, I don't know, it's classy, but it's still just like very fashion forward. And I think it just works for her perfectly. Like, I love that she, I guess, well, too, some of the things that she maybe wore was like risque to them. But I think in general, I think like, in politics, I love definitely she has a strong style.
Certainly. Every time I think about Michelle Obama, I think about that Sergio Hudson look that she wore to one of those inaugurations.
Yeah, the burgundy.
With that bang, baby. Oh, that's what I think about.
And what was that? I think she had this like a gold dress with these tall
boots. Yes, that was at it was like a Essence conversation or something. Was it? It was probably Essence Fest.
I think so.
Yeah,
certainly.
She always looks good.
An icon. Her and Baraki, love him.
Not Baraki.
His that tan suit. They were both pushing. Yeah. Well, they were pushing fashion, but they were also like Black people that just dress.
Right.
Like, like,
but they were like, oh my God, she's wearing that. Or
he's not
wearing a black suit. Like, we can wear colors.
It's Easter, babe. This is regular. Like, get it together.
So, can you share kind of what inspired you to start Naturally Kim? And I want to make sure I'm pronouncing it right. Is it Armoire Vintage?
Armoire Vintage.
Armoire Vintage.
Armoire Vintage.
Yeah. So, what inspired you to start those?
Okay, so I started Naturally Kim, like I said, as like I got tired of people asking, like, or do you? And I'm like, yes, I do, finally. And so I started my blog centered around workwear because I shot everything in real time. I would sneak out during lunch or during the afternoon, because I'm an accountant, so that's what I went to school for, so that's what my trade is. And I would sneak out on my lunch break when I was in the office. My office manager would take my pictures for the day, and then that would be my so I focused on affordable, accessible, and sustainable fashion for the working woman, and I've since changed it to working individual because I also wear a lot of men's clothes too. But yeah, it was shot in real time, and so I'm okay. So workwear, and so that's where I got my start, and that's why I wear a lot of blazers. I don't have one on today; it's hot. But
she's the blazer queen, baby.
Yes, you are. Yeah, you definitely have blazers.
Thank you. I love blazers, but during the summer, I kind of have to retire them a little bit because it's hot. So I'm like, okay, I got to show a little more body. It's okay. Period. It's okay. And then I started Armoire Vintage more recently. I think I started in 2018. I really am invested in vintage fashion, but specifically late 80s to mid 90s vintage. And so I started Armoire as more of an artistic project, not just a vintage shop, but I ideally I have it in my mind for it to be an artistic collective as well. So like making editorial concepts, having it be a shop, like just having it be more of an artistic fashion arm of, because obviously Naturally Cam is like influencer content, and then I really want Armoire to eventually become more of my artist thing. I haven't had a lot of time to focus on it because I feel like something always happens. Like, I didn't plan on getting into pageantry, and I am now. So it's just like, okay.
We'll put a pin in that and come back to that.
You know.
Okay. So with that, as an advocate for sustainability and conscious consumption, what are some tips that you can give folks as they are shopping in regular big box stores to make sure that their wardrobe is sustainable?
Okay, so popular misconception about sustainability that I have recently learned as well. You know, it's a moving and growing journey in this lane.
Correct.
Naturally, you want to avoid fast fashion as much as possible. But if you see something in a big box store that you like, there are certain parameters that I like to follow and that I've suggested to clients in the past. So is it something that can be styled in at least 3 different ways? Is it a piece that's timeless? Are you going to be tired of that piece in 6 months? Like, is it something that's trendy, or is it something that you actually like? Like, can you see yourself wearing it? Is the quality decent? Like, you know, you don't want a bunch of polyester in your closet. It's bad for your body, bad for the environment, but, you know, separate conversation. As long as the quality is there and it's something that you will get multiple uses out of, then I don't see an issue with buying, so long as you're not constantly buying the same thing and throwing it away.
Correct.
Yeah. Love that.
Yeah. And I love that piece on, like you said, being more conscious about it. I feel like when it comes to trends, we're just like, oh, well, they're wearing it, let me go ahead and buy it for myself. And then again, you're throwing it away in 6 months, or throwing it away in 3 months, child, sometimes.
A month.
Yeah, a month, or child, after the first wear, which I'm working on, y'all. Because like you said, it has been a journey into sustainability, trying to change my wardrobe into being more timeless and more conscious of the environment. So I agree.
Yeah, and also I feel like for myself this year, I'm like, I'm going to really wear my clothes.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of times, like, we're just stuck in that mindset of like, oh, I only can, especially if it's something flashy, like, oh, I only can wear this once. It's like, girl, I paid a lot of money for this. You gotta wear this again. Okay,
and again.
As long as it's
And
clean,
again.
and again and again.
Yeah.
And I've been doing that, like buying things, like you said, I can style it different ways. Like, I can separate the pieces with something else. Like, I think that's so important, and I've been really trying to be more conscious of when I'm buying things, to like really think about like, how many times can I wear this? Like, how many different ways can I wear this? And making sure that I even already have things that I can like work with it or style with whatever the pieces that I'm buying. So I love that. I love that for sure. In recent months, you were crowned Miss Maryland Petite. So congratulations. Congratulations. So walk us back and kind of what made you get into pageantry, and what change do you hope to see in the pageant world?
Okay, so it's kind of a funny story. I got into pageantry. Now, I feel like a lot of women as little girls, like you see pageant queens on TV and you're like, oh my God, I want to do that. That's cool. But then as you get older and you start working, and then you got bills coming in, and you're like, oh, well, maybe I won't do that. That's kind of expensive. Okay. And so I was just, going through life, and a very good friend of mine, he is a director for a pageant, my first pageant that I did. I did Miss Black Maryland first. And so he had asked me just randomly, he was like, hey, so you want to do this pageant? I think you'd be perfect for it. And I'm like, babe, I don't know about that, but I love you, so I'll try it. And I did Miss Black Maryland, and really opened the door for me, because it brought me back to the stage. I'm a dancer, and so I hadn't danced on stage in a decade, and so I had to come up with a talent portion, and so I'm a tap dancer, and so I did a tap routine, and so it really kind of opened my eyes. I'm like, oh, I can do this. And so I was a finalist at Miss Black Maryland, and so then I found Petite USA, and so I put my hat in the ring for that, not really thinking I would get it. And I went through a couple rounds of interviews, questions, and then I got the call. And they're like, oh, hello, like, congratulations, Mrs. Maryland. I'm like, oh.
You're like, in it, baby.
I'm here now. Like, oh, this is happening. Like, okay. Like, I didn't really have obviously I have a plan for like my journey, but going into it, I just kind of was just trying something. I feel like in life, you kind of have to just try things sometimes, like especially if it's something that you always wanted to do, and you sometimes you have to take that chance on yourself. And so I took that chance on myself. I have a state title. I've only been in pageantry exactly 5 minutes. I've only been in pageantry for 6 months, and I'm competing at nationals in July for Mrs. Petite USA. So I'm in my nationals campaign season right now. What I would like to see change in the pageant world, I really would love to see more representation. What I appreciate about the Petite USA system is, and it's a part of a much larger pageant system called Universal Petite. So whoever wins at Petite USA goes on to Universal Petite. It's, to my knowledge, the world's only pageant system for women 5, 6, and under. And so when you see pageant queens and you see conventional beauty standards on TV, queens are usually white. They're tall. They're really skinny. And you don't really see a whole lot of queens that look like me, and not just in face, but I'm 5 feet tall. I'm very petite. I have 5-inch heels on today.
Somebody said, girl, you tall as me today.
but I'm very petite, on the lower side of petite. And so you don't see a whole lot of women in front-facing positions who look like me, body, spirit. And so I love the opportunity and the position that I'm in to be able to represent for the women who look like Black women, petite women, all of the above. And I wish that we could see more of us in mainstream pageantry as well.
And that actually brings us to my very next question, because we talk about this a lot on the show with a lot of our guests when it comes to visibility. That's something that's so important to us. Representation is so important to us. And so with that being said, with you wanting to change that in the pageant world, how does it feel to be a part of that movement? You are a part of changing that, and now your face is everywhere as Miss Maryland Petite USA. How does it feel to be a part of that?
I'm honestly overwhelmed.
We get that a lot. And it is overwhelming, y'all. It is.
Yeah. I mean, I'm very grateful to be here. And it's forcing me out of because I'm very introverted, and my husband, this is my husband's joke. He's like, you do the most front-facing stuff, and you don't like talking to people. I'm like, I don't understand it either. It's not supposed to make sense. But I'm really grateful, but I'm really overwhelmed sometimes. I go on appearances, and people, and especially with kids, and they're like, "Oh my God, are you a princess? Oh my God, oh my God!" And it's humbling, it's overwhelming in a good way. I'm very humbled because I'm kind of used to being a wallflower, and that's why I really relate to Penelope on Bridgerton this season. I'm kind of used to blending in and not really being paid attention to. And so within pageantry, it's I'm literally entering a room with a crown, with a sash on. I can't hide. I can't be a wallflower. And so it's really bringing me out and challenging me in ways this season that I didn't anticipate, and I'm grateful for it.
But I think that's good. And like Ben said, a lot of people are overwhelmed by that. And and we always talk about too, I wish that we as Black people didn't have to feel that pressure of being the first, only, or different all the time, because it's a hard shoe to fill, and it's a lot of pressure when you're in that space all the time. But I think with you being in this space now, like you said, it's kind of pushing you outside of your comfort zone and maybe bringing you into a new space to not only uplift others but yourself, to push you in a different direction. So that's beautiful.
Thank you.
I love to see it. Excited to see it.
That is beautiful. I feel like you're walking your destiny.
I
feel like this is where you're supposed to be. That's why everyone was asking you back in the day, do you have a platform that I can follow you on, because they saw that in you. And now you started that, and now here you are just continuing that track. So this is where you're supposed to be, girl. So walk in and live in it. I know that heavy is the head that wears the crown. That is the truth. And I don't just mean to make that pun because she's a queen. But no, I feel that.
The crown is heavy though.
The crown. Oh, actually.
It's heavy.
Oh my gosh. Well then how does it, the bobby pins help it stay, or how do you?
No, that's the only way they stay. That's the only way. It's very heavy. You saw the first time I wore it, it kept falling. Like your neck gotta be strong. Like
really? She's like, no, it actually is heavy. Like for real. Okay, well, maybe it's real.
So, as Miss Maryland Petite USA 2024, how do you use your platform to advocate for sustainable fashion and thrifting?
Okay, so I have been queen. I reached my 120-day milestone. So I'm a third of the way. Thank you. So I'm a third of the way through my reign at this point. And so I've actually spent my reign, like, yes, I talk a lot about sustainable fashion, but I've also spent my reign, which is part of platform development because I'm trying to win at nationals, talking more like sustainability as a whole. So sustainability isn't just about fashion. It's also about what we put in our bodies as well. And so I've spent a lot of this reign obviously in the thrift store and talking about thrifting, but I've also been taking the time to learn about urban farming and buying from local, because I live in Southern Maryland. And so there are a lot of farms, there are a lot of local farmers and small communities out there with food, who sell food. And so thinking about your carbon footprint, that like your personal carbon footprint, like if I go to the grocery store and I buy eggs, or if I go to the grocery store and buy fruit, that fruit has more often than not been transported over here cross country. So that's a lot of miles. And then the fruit isn't even fresh by the time it gets to you. Versus you could get that same fruit at the Amish market. You could get that same fruit from a local farmer. So it's like sustainability is cutting down on your carbon footprint, eating local, shopping local. So I'm encompassing sustainability as more than just fashion. It's what we put in our bodies. It's how we develop our communities. It's what we put on our bodies. And so that's why my platform is take wisely, plant abundantly, because it's all encompassing. Like if you make wise decisions, financial decisions, because I'm also a finance professional. So it's like if you make good financial decisions, you make good decisions in your community, you make good decisions about your clothes and everything, what cars you drive, everything. It gives you more room to give back. In other ways.
So like a lifestyle change versus, like you said, just like a fashion or whatever, but just overall lifestyle change. I love that.
So I did a little bit of farming at the beginning of my reign, and like I wanna go back and volunteer at that farm. It was really cool, and just being able to help with the harvest and. I've gotten really like yeehaw, but in the
just in time. Alrighty, y'all. We're gonna switch gears really quickly, and we're gonna play a fun game. We're gonna play Name That Queen. Woo! The crowd goes wild. Okay, so we're gonna give you some clues.
Okay.
Oh, should we have done multiple choice? I feel like you'll get these though.
No, I think
you know the things. She'll get them. Yeah. Okay, so we'll give you some clues, and off the clues, you have to name who we're talking about. Okay. Okay, Brigethia, you go first.
Okay. This queen is the most awarded Grammy artist of all time, a triple threat, and always on beat.
Beyonce.
Period. Exactly. The queen, I might add. Okay, this queen, she is Gone with the Wind fabulous, and she's known as the Queen of Shade. She is also the second African-American winner of Miss USA.
Of Miss USA? See, I know Miss America. Miss USA.
Oh, you got this one for real. Gone with the Wind fabulous. I'm going with the wind fabulous. I'm going with the wind. Now twirl, twirl, twirl.
I don't know who that is. I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry, Kenya Moore. That was not.
Yo! See, I don't watch reality TV.
So, the queen is a rapper turned actress, starring in over 50 movies, and has the best hair in the game.
A rapper turned actress and has the best hair in the game. See, that's a lot.
Starring in over 50 movies.
Over 50 movies.
You know her.
You do.
Because I was going to say somebody, and like, no, she's not a rapper.
Oh. She's in all the movies in the early 2000s. Beauty Shop.
Oh, Queen Latifah.
She was finding it. She was finding it.
I was just like, hold on. Oh, yeah, because she's on my favorite show, Living Single.
Yeah. We are living. Okay, I kind of give that one to you. I'm sorry. Okay, well, you don't watch reality TV, but I feel like she's transcended this. She's an icon. Okay, she is known as the queen of reality TV, though. This queen was the breakout star of VH1's most iconic show, Flavor of Love. Yeah.
What's her name?
Her.
What is her name? What is her name? New York?
Yes.
Yes. The icon.
The icon herself.
Okay, so known as the Queen of Drag, this queen was the first drag queen to land a major cosmetics campaign for MAC Cosmetics.
RuPaul?
Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to say RuPaul. I was like, I don't want to get dragged.
Okay. I want to get dragged through that. I see you there. Okay. This queen has the most #1 singles and is known as the Queen of Christmas.
Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
All I want for Christmas. Remember that one video where she like really messed up that entire...
That was a performance.
That was
I was there for that.
You were there?
That was Global Citizen. Remember I told you?
No. Not that one. She was like, you don't talk about 9/11. No, not so that crazy. One. This one was, she was singing All I Want for Christmas. And it was like a Christmas special. And she just sounded a pickle.
Oh, well, she did too.
Like a full pickle.
She did sound the same man. Global Citizen,
but we love you, queen.
Okay, last one. This queen is a reality TV icon, has the most famous memes, and is a natural blonde.
Okay, the natural blonde is throwing me because now I'm like...
Take that one with a grain of salt.
Okay, because I was going to say Nene, but...
You're right.
I'm like, my girl.
She's
my
a natural blonde.
She is.
Because she totally is a natural blonde. Something that Ben and I really talk about a lot on the show is getting away from your platform and really like pretty much on social media always having this highlight reel and kind of showing like, oh, this is going on in my life or whatever. But how do you balance like what you share and then what you choose to keep kind of like for yourself personally? So how do you kind of balance that with sharing things online on social media?
I feel like I probably could do a little better with that, if I'm honest, because I feel like there are times where I feel like I don't share enough. I feel there are people who share too much, and then there are people who don't share enough. Like I share just enough to make content, and I know part of that is me. It's like an internal thing for me. Like internally, I'm an introvert. So like a lot of us introverts feel like we're boring or like, oh, if I vlog my day, like, oh, are people going to be interested in that?
Right.
I'm not really doing anything important, so I don't record it. But then when I see other people's content about it, I'm like, oh man, I could have shared that. So I guess I don't balance well with that in that I could share more. And so something for me to work on is, and how I've been doing it is I just kind of record everything now and then I pick and choose later. Like, like if I see something I like, I'm like, oh, okay, that's cute. And it's usually the stuff that you didn't put a whole lot of effort in that takes off.
Yeah, so. Always. I hate when that happens. It's like, I hate when that happens. I spent a lot of time on this.
Exactly.
Yeah, the stuff that I took out my camera for, and I spent I don't really spend a lot of time editing now, but like I spent some time editing, and it's really clear and it's really pretty, and you get like 2 likes.
You be mad like that.
Whereas if I'm on my story with because I always put the ignorance in my stories. So if I'm on my story with my bonnet on, or if I'm dropping my memes or something, those get hundreds of views, and I'm like, what is this?
I think because Instagram, everything is so beautiful and so pretty. But believe it or not, y'all, I am also an introvert.
Really?
And it makes me uncomfortable to share personal things on the internet. I am an introvert, Benjamin. Don't do that.
I think you're right.
I'm very much so an introvert. I mean, when I'm around people that I know, obviously I'm more open, but I'm definitely not the loudest in the room.
Can I challenge that though?
Yeah.
Because I just learned recently from my coworkers that being an introvert versus an extrovert versus an ambivert, it's really about how you recharge. It's not necessarily about how you present in person. So it's more about like, how do you get your energy? Is it by being by yourself or is it by being out with people? Personally, shocker, I'm an introvert. I get my energy by being by myself, being at home, being in quiet, being in peace. Because I'm always, as y'all see, I'm always out and vibrant.
But you're an introvert?
Boom. I'm an introvert because I get my energy. I'm able to be this exerted, this... Okay. I hate the word animated because I'm not...
Not a character.
But I'm able to be this vibrant because I have a moment of solitude to myself to like recenter myself.
Well, see, I am like not... Like, it just takes me a minute to charge myself up to where anytime I'm around people and I'll be like, why you keep asking me am I okay? Like, girl, but I naturally have this face where I'm just like, I'm just chilling. But people like my friends will constantly, if I'm with my friends, family, whatever, and we're out in a public setting, they'll always tap me and just kind of check in. Like, you okay? And I'm like,
I do that.
Girl, am I looking like I want to punch somebody?
I do that.
I just want to make sure. I'm like, that's just my personality. But like once I'm, you know, chill, whatever, and I get my energy up, then I'm going to be talkative. But I'm not like, you definitely come into a room and are more like, hey y'all, what's up? And I'm like, hey,
what's the tea, honeybee?
But I see the difference. Yeah, I see the difference.
But I to your point about your bonnet and your memes getting more views, I feel like I always say this to all my clients, like people fall in love with you.
Yeah.
Like, of course they love your content, of course they love what you show and what they share, but they love you. So what you think is boring, like that doesn't matter because they're here for you. Like they're here for Kamrin. So like I just want to remind you of that because I'm also learning that to myself as well. And speaking of that, it's so funny. So for my birthday, I decided to share. That sounds so weird, but I decided to update my Facebook with like recent pictures. Of course, like my Instagram and all that stuff gets a whole bunch of photos, but like my Facebook, for some reason, I'm so dormant on there, child. It could be, I don't know, so many reasons. But I decided to update, let the girls know what was going on. And it was so interesting. Like all the aunties and shout out to them was hyping me up. And I missed that. Like it was so, it's nothing like getting hyped up by your family. Like it's one thing from your friends and of course you appreciate that. But girl, your family telling that you look good and you're glowing was a whole other thing. And so anyway, that's a tangent. But yes, they fall in love with you. So just keep doing that.
It's a struggle though.
It is.
So I feel you.
Absolutely.
It's definitely a struggle. It's like, I don't know. It just feels so like personal.
It does. Because then I hate when people see that and then they think that they know me. I think that's my aggravation.
I don't like it.
You know what I show.
Yeah.
You don't really know me.
I don't know. It's tough because I think sometimes if you are a content creator or whatever and you show things, I think sometimes people say sometimes it's your responsibility to show the real and like what's going on. It's not necessarily that we're not showing the real, but it's like I'm not gonna tell all of my business on the internet.
Right. There has to be a balance.
There has to be a balance.
Correct.
Like, I don't know. I'm still like up in the air about what I share.
And it gets down, there's subsets. So I feel like there's lifestyle creators.
Yeah.
And I feel like lifestyle creators are supposed to be showing
everything.
Their lifestyle.
Everything.
They are lifestyle creators. Yeah. I am not a lifestyle creator. I don't really think I'm a creator too, but like I'm not a lifestyle creator. So I don't think we all should have that pressure of having to show everything, because if you're a fashion creator, girl, we're here for your fashion. Show us the fashions. If you're a stylist, we want to see the styles. Let's see the style. If you're a food creator, we want to see that too. So I feel like that's another way of like balancing that.
Yeah, I agree. My friends always say like, you need to post more talking videos or something like that. Like I need to post more talking videos because you just post your cute pictures and you just don't say anything. I'm like,
yes, we do. But like, we have this.
But I don't like doing that. Right. Like that's the thing. I think the podcast and other ways I'm showing my personality, but on interwebs, I ain't really got much to say.
I feel that.
Outside of this.
I've noticed that it works because I kind of do something similar where I feel awkward when I talk in videos, but I've noticed that when I'm talking, the videos get more views. Yeah. And so even if it's just in short stints, like if you're just talking about something really quick and it's like a minute and 30 seconds, I feel like people will eat that up because it's like, you're posting photos and those are stagnant photos. Like, yes, you look good, but there's not a better substitute than seeing someone moving on camera. Like it gives a totally different life to a creator. Like if you see me moving, you see me blinking, you hear my voice, like it's a totally different vibe and a totally different level of connection with your audience.
It definitely is.
To the voice thing, do you think is it like, have you gotten over like seeing yourself speak back? Like, have you gotten over that yet?
Yeah. I've actually, it's funny enough, I send voice memos to one of my best friends all the time. And so how I've gotten over that actually is I'll send her a voicemail. We'll be spilling hot tea, okay? Piping hot tea. And so I'll send her like a 5-minute voice memo because I'm like, yeah, and da 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 and da da da, and then I'll play it back. So I'm used to hearing myself talk. So when I turn on my camera and speak, it's not really I can hear myself talk already, and so I'm not like I sound weird, like it's already.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel like with the podcast, because I've always been like that. I am very self-critical. Believe it or not, y'all, I didn't really start watching us back until like the second season. It was so hard for me to watch myself. I had to listen to myself because I was editing the voice, and I feel like as a singer, I was okay with hearing my voice, so that was okay. But like seeing myself took a lot, and so I'm glad that you had that practice. I'm glad that I had that practice because now look at us, we're on this road.
And mine was the exact opposite of you. I do like looking at myself.
Actually, I love seeing myself, so like I wasn't mad at that.
I didn't care about that, but hearing my voice, I was like, I don't want to hear it.
It's so weird. No. So, as you mentioned in your bio, you are a part of a lot of things. You are a finance professional. You are a pageant queen. You are a conscious consumption queen. Like you are all these things. As a multi-hyphenate, how do you steer away from being boxed into one thing? Or is that something that you think about?
I think that's kind of where how I avoid getting boxed into one thing. I've noticed that when I get tired or when like there's a certain, like kind of how like when crabs or like crustaceans, and when they grow and it's time for them to molt, like they start getting uncomfortable, like it's time for them to take something off. And so I had felt that even with accounting and working in fashion, I had been really uncomfortable for a while, and just sitting through COVID, and I'm just kind of like, what am I doing here? Like what, like I get to a point where I'm like, am I doing enough? Like I'm bored. Like what else can I do? What else can I do? And so when the opportunity to move into pageantry came, I took it. So it's like, if you feel like at any point that you're bored with your life, or you feel like you're not doing enough, then that's the time to, well, maybe I'll add something else to this pile of apples I'm juggling, just to kind of spice things up. You kind of just have to sprinkle new things in every now and then. Because I feel like when you do the same thing all the time, like even with me wearing blazers, like I'm the blazer queen, and I had to come to I've done a bit of an odyssey in recent years. I used to dress more androgynous. Like I wear a lot of men's clothes too, but I was a lot more masculine during COVID, and so that's when I had like really short hair, and I only wore blazers, and because I was insecure about my body, I wore a lot of bigger clothes. And so during my wedding season, and I'm in my wife season now, I'm in my wife era, and so I'm like, I want to be, and I'm a queen too, so it's like I had asked God, I'm like, I want to be more feminine. And so how can I lean into my feminine?
Ooh, and so look how he just pushed you right on into it.
Right.
I'm literally in the pool. I'm in the pool.
Right. I was going to see you in this style, this way. So I can't imagine like.
Oh, my phone's out there. Like I was very 80s. Like I had a high top fade.
Oh, okay.
Like big glasses, fade. Right. I was like, it's on my phone out there. But like I had very short hair, blazer, like, because this is pre-COVID, obviously, so I was going to Fashion Week all the time, and and that worked for that season of my life. But I noticed that I'm like, I'm imbalanced. I like to be in the middle between masculine and feminine. I was too masculine in that season, so I'm like, I want to be more feminine. And so now I'm like, really girly.
You are. It's hard for me to imagine it.
Thank you.
Well, I love that. It's good. Change is always good. I think you can change your style, and you don't have to be stuck in one box. Like you can rebrand. You can always change, forever change. So I love that.
I definitely feel that. And to the same point of the crustacean, I love that metaphor. When I first got to my first like actual big boy job, the office manager gave this great analogy, and I don't know how she got to this point, but she was like, Ben, like, this is a great company, it's a great organization, but it's okay when you feel that it's time to repot yourself. It's okay to do that. And she literally told me that on my first day as I'm moving to my office. And that has always stuck with me, that it's okay to do that. And I think I'm always in this era of trying to marry things because I like to have synergy.
Yeah.
And I think it's okay to move. Or I'm learning now that it's okay to move. It's okay to outgrow a pie. It's okay to outgrow that shell. And, you still have the shell, child. Put it in the closet and come back to it later on. It's okay to do that. So that's a good point. That's a good point.
Like that. So with almost a decade of experience in the fashion history and brand architect, what are some key trends or staples you see shaping the future of sustainable fashion?
Well, I really have noticed a lot more that people are getting into. People have always been into vintage, but I feel like people are having more of an appreciation for vintage fashion. Yeah. And so us vintage resellers, we're like, oh, it's our time. It's our time. But what I have also noticed is a problem that we're running into is not only is the secondhand market constantly being flooded with fast fashion, but what fast fashion retailers have started to do in recent years, they'll make clothes that are in the vintage style.
Yes.
Okay.
So it'll look like something that you'll get out of a thrift store, but they've mass produced it and manufactured it. So they're more looking for the aesthetic of vintage. So there are people who appreciate vintage and it's getting more popular and thus harder to find from a sourcing standpoint. But then there are also the fast fashion brands that are trying to capitalize on that. And they're like, oh, so that's why you see a lot of like the 90s era earrings being mass produced at Zara now.
Yeah. Zara was the first company I thought of when you said that. Yeah.
Like the big belts and the like the prints and stuff. You see it at Zara and H&M. You see it at Forever 21. Like people are taking the vintage aesthetic and really like, yeah, you can buy but where because I'm a purist, where I have an issue with is like marketing something as vintage when it's not.
Right, and it's not.
It's vintage inspired. It's retro. Like it's not vintage. It's not true vintage.
Okay, so with that though, what is the difference then between vintage-inspired clothing and just bringing back trends from different eras? So with the big hoop earrings, with the big belts that we wore back in the day, what's the difference in between just reliving a trend versus having it vintage-inspired?
Well, the thing with trends is there's no such thing as a brand new trend. Every trend that comes out is cherry picked from a vintage style at some point.
Yeah.
So if you take a little bit of time, like if you're someone who follows trends, and you take a little bit of time to dig and see, well, why are people wearing these particular earrings? And then you look back at Chanel in the 90s, or you look back at 90s Monet jewelry, or like the really chunky, bold jewelry that was a thing in the 90s and the 80s. So it's like if you want to avoid the trend, you can just go and buy the vintage version of it.
Correct.
Because at that point, is it really a trend?
It's timeless.
It's timeless.
Right.
So you can buy the timeless version of something as opposed to going to Zara. Now, granted, Zara do got some heat, okay, in terms of accessories. Like it's some accessories, only, accessories and shoes, clothes no, but but it's more rewarding to find the vintage version of it that will actually last you.
Correct.
Because it's actually a lot harder to find vintage pieces now, especially considering the mass production, and especially in Chinese factories. I see a lot of stuff on AliExpress that is like, oh, like my mom had those earrings.
Yeah. Right. That's why I love to look in my mom's closet. And that's how you know things from back then were made with such better quality. Because there's so many, even bags that my mom has that she's had for like 20 years, 25 years that are still in great condition. Leather jackets and like all of that stuff is such just better quality. Like now, I don't know what they're using to make the products now. It's like literally everything, like from the food to the clothes to furniture, is not even made the same. Like it's not as durable. Like everything is just like
everything is polyblend.
Yeah,
everything, including the food, polyblend.
Oh my gosh, not the food.
I don't eat grass because the food my mom keeps.
Listen, I'm about to be vegan, y'all. I'm about to be vegan at this point.
It's hard out here. They trying to kill us.
They are.
Seriously.
With that being said, I mean, as you mentioned earlier, you are on the road to nationals. So in your preparation, what are you most excited for the national season?
So I recently procured my, so I have 2 gowns. I already had my prelim gown, and I recently found my finals gown. And my wedding dresses aside, because those are not part of the conversation, that's the most beautiful gown I've ever put on my body, and I'm very excited about it. Like I love when a piece of clothing takes you to a place where you're excited, you're ready, like you feel pretty. Like I had my Princess Diaries moment in the salon. I'm like, okay, yes, it's time. It's time. So I'm excited for the clothes for sure. I definitely need to. I'm working with a coach on my interview and my stage prep, my runway prep. I'm a model and I have modeling experience, but I haven't put my shoes on in months, so I need to get on that. But but yeah, I'm looking forward to everything.
Yeah. Really. Well, how can folks support you on this journey on the way there?
Well, I have a number of ways. You can obviously follow me on my Instagram. I also have a pageant Instagram. I have a GoFundMe that I haven't been using.
Cameron.
Well, plug it, girl.
Plug it, honey.
I know. It's me, because it's me. I'm the problem. It's me. Because I've always had issues with asking for help for things, and so if you'd like to support me on my journey to Mrs. Petite USA, I have a GoFundMe. I can give you guys the link for it.
Yeah.
I'll
put it in the description box below. So, girl, go click. Go click.
Okay, so we're gonna play another game. This game is called Pick Your Influencer/Celebrity Bestie. So we'll give you a scenario and we'll give you 3 or 4 options of different people, and you let us know who you would choose to help you in this scenario.
Okay, so you have an event to go to and you need a friend's advice for your outfit. Are you calling Blake Newby, Aaliyah J, or Hilo Lux, aka Janae Naylor?
Janae Naylor.
Period. Yes, and can we pause?
Period, poo.
And talk about that Target collection.
Oh my goodness.
Just really
I have one right now.
Oh, period. Period. I love it.
Her. So if your makeup artist canceled on you, what influencer would you call to beat your face? Jackie Aina, Patrick Starr, or Makeup by Shayla?
I might have to go Patrick, because Patrick be beating down. Down.
And it stays.
Yes, all day.
Yeah, it's like
all day.
And for what you do, I think that would be perfect.
Yes.
For sure. Because I feel like Jackie gives a full face, but Patrick is like really full. Beat. Like very full. Yeah, that's definitely like seemed like more of your
You need a good girls' night. We'll just go with that way. You need a good girls' night. Who are you calling? You calling Ricky Thompson, Bretman Rock, or Taryn Smith, who was the 2022 Miss New York?
Oh, Ricky Thompson for the girls. For the girls.
He'd be a great time, yeah.
So you're in dire need of some marketing advice for your new business venture. Would you call Jada Waiter, Kylie Jenner, or Monet McMichael? Sorry. TikToker.
That is a hard question, because I don't really know much about the other two. And can we call Kylie Jenner a really good business person if all her businesses are failing?
And
oh, you know what? That's right.
Say the quiet part out loud.
I mean, but she does. At least she gets them in the beginning. Grab the coin.
Did she do them or did Chris?
It don't matter.
I'm gonna call Chris.
Still do it. Call Chris. Yeah, Chris.
Chris is the power behind it.
So Kris Jenner. That's what I'm calling.
So let's say Kris Jenner instead of Kylie.
Kris Jenner.
Period. Okay.
She works hard. That's a hardworking woman.
So it's time for your first gala as Miss Petite USA. Mm-hmm. Who is making your gown? Kristen Siriano, Christopher John Rogers or Giovanni?
You mean Giovanni, like the pageant brand Giovanni?
I mean Giovanni, the pageant brand Giovanni.
We're going with Christian Siriano for 500.
Yeah. And that was a hard one, too, because I love all of them, honestly and truly. Giovanni has the gowns.
Yeah, Giovanni got gowns for days.
Christopher John Rogers, his oh my gosh, his viewpoint, his mind, his art.
I love Christopher John Rogers.
But the way that Christian Siriano can drape a body.
Snatches the body.
Ugh. Beauty. You know he's from the area? Y'all know that? He's from, I think, Baltimore. Y'all know that?
No. I forgot about that.
Me either. Shout out to you, Christian.
Hey, Baltimore.
Come on to the show, dog.
Because I have noticed it's like there is a distinct difference between like, because I have a lot of pageant gowns. There are pageant gowns and there are regular gowns. Yeah. And pageant gowns might be a little bit too much for a gala.
You're making a point. You're making a point.
True.
You're making a point.
That's true.
Because we got sequins and trains and capes.
But why you don't want to have a little sequin and train and cape at the gala? Let the girls know who's here.
Because the gala might not call for that.
Right. Like, you're very correct.
Like they might
on what it is. Yeah.
Like they might be like, "Ma'am, this is a Wendy's. Why are you yelling so hard?"
We're at the point of the episode where we raise a glass. T-Pain. And that is to anyone that is inspiring you, anyone that you feel uplifted by, anyone that is doing something that you're just overall just inspired by and motivated by. So we can kick it off and let you think if you need to think.
Okay, I need to think.
Okay. So Ben, you go.
You know what? This go round, I'm raising a glass to all the 2024 graduates out there. Yes. I have been feeling particularly inspired by all my friends who just received their master's degrees. I'm like, damn, I miss graduating. Like that was such a fun time. Like crossing the stage was like, oh, I did it. Thank God it's over. Like I love that. And I love that just pomp and circumstance. So congratulations to all of them. I want to give a specific one to the valedictorian at Morehouse College. He gave a very powerful speech at his graduation. And I love that he stood up for the folks in Palestine who need to be free and did so in front of the President of the United States. I love that. Yeah. I feel that. I appreciate that. So raising glass to all the graduates, but specifically the valedictorian at Morehouse. Shout out to you.
Love it.
Oh.
Cheers. Yes, raising a glass to you. So I would like to raise a glass to Janelle Naylor. I know we spoke about her high-low looks. Yeah. And like I said, I am wearing one of the outfits from her collection. But I want to raise a glass to her because I love how she has transcended her career. Because, fun fact, if you guys didn't know, she did actually work at Target. And she was an executive at Target. And she decided to save her money up and leave her job because she wanted to be a content creator. And now she is extremely successful in this space. And I just love to see a Black woman like leave the comfort zone and do something that you really, really love. And now you used to work at Target and now you have a whole fashion collection with them. So like shout out to you. And I'm going to support it, girl. I'm going to buy all of the things. The pack came in today and I said, you know what? Yeah, we're today.
Yes, shipping. Okay.
Yes. Target been shipping like Amazon Prime. I'm trying to tell you. Okay. So cheers to you, Janae.
What about you, Kamrin? Who are you raising a glass to?
So I have to raise a glass, and it might be messy, but I don't care. I have to raise a glass to, what is her name? Jasmine Pickett?
Yeah.
Crockett.
Yes. Oh, my goodness. Yes. Bleach, blonde, bad Bill Butch body. B6.
To Jasmine Crockett for creating a moment.
Yeah.
In the Black cultural lexicon,
absolutely,
that alliteration was elite.
Absolutely.
That standing on business was elite.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I retweet. She did that. And I love how she did it so easily, too. Yes. Like, it wasn't like, I love she said, you know what, Chairman, if I were to call someone a bleach, blonde, bad built, butch body, then what would happen? I love how she just... I love when shade is thrown properly.
It was a read and it was so eloquent. Yeah. It was delicious. Yeah. I
love it.
I salute you, Queen.
I salute you, Queen. And shout out to the Black community for, we love a good remix. Yes. I cannot wait to hear the remix at
lunch. Yes. Salute you, Queen. Salute you, Queen.
Let everyone know how they can follow you. I know you shouted out your GoFundMe and ways they can support you. What's your name? We obviously will put in the description below, but where they can follow you on social, how they can support.
Okay, my main account is Naturally Cam. That's NaturallyKam. And I also have a pageant account, Mrs. Maryland Petite. I'm Mrs., so MRS Maryland Petite. And yeah, those are my 2 primary accounts. I also have an account for my vintage shop, but I'm not working on it right now. So those are my two main accounts you can follow me from on Instagram.
Perfect. Well, this wraps it up, y'all. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe, and follow us on all the things. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're on, dang it, I was going to do it all the way through this time, but I always mess up. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. And we're on Twitter /X, if you, depending on who you are. But follow us all and make sure you subscribe to our email list so you can get nice emails from us whenever we send them. Love y'all down. Thank you for watching. Yes. And until next time, cocktails and culture. Cheers.
Cheers.
Get it from my baby, what's now?